Hi everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Just Good Games. So April is nearly upon us and there's two massive games on the horizon, two remakes, and also in very old school style there has been two awesome demos released to give us a taste of these games. To be honest, I feel like we actually need more demos these days as they're just a really cool way of checking out games before getting them. I know it probably will take developers a bit more time to make one, but they're just a really good way of building hype for a game. But I digress. I am of course talking about the Final Fantasy VII remake and the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis remake. I've played through both of the demos and here are my thoughts on what should be two absolutely amazing games. So before I go into it, I would just like you to do one thing, and that is to hit that subscribe button now. Stars. So I am going to start with the game that is coming out first. The demo I've played most recently, and that is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, the remake. This game will be coming out on the 3rd of April on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The Resident Evil 2 remake was my game of the year for 2019. Oh 2019, how I miss you. And this definitely seems like it's going to be a contender for this year's game of the year. It's pretty much more the same really, and that is not a bad thing. The gameplay and graphics of the remake of number 2 are all still there with a couple new additions which make it even better. The gameplay from the last one, which is probably the best gameplay of any Resident Evil game, it's like the best, and this is a high level here. There's like a new evade / dodge mechanic which makes getting away from zombies a bit more manageable, and I think it's pretty much the same, but I found that the menus are just a little more easy to navigate, a little more quicker. I don't know if that's just me or if they just sped it up, but it seems awesome. For someone who hasn't played the original, this holds a lot of intrigue to me. Sure, I know the basic story of all the Resident Evil games, but number 3 tends to be the one which you hear the least about. Number 2 and number 4 and even number 1 seem to be a bit more higher up on lists of Resident Evil games, like the best games. I love the city setting of this one, Raccoon City, as it obviously makes a big change from the police station, sewers and lab of number 2. From the demo it looks like you're going to various buildings to solve like the key item puzzles which Resident Evil is known for, and Jill seems like an awesome protagonist. I know that this is a sort of prequel / sequel to number 2 and it sort of takes place like alongside 2 really. It looks like it'll be continuing the role which Capcom have been on with the Resident Evil games recently. One final thing, I couldn't go on without mentioning it, but the Nemesis is absolutely amazing and a true monster. The design is amazing. He truly towers above you and has long tentacles, which means he can grab you from far away. He is such a step up from Mr. X in number 2, and the fact that he can infect and control other zombies means he is going to be a formidable foe. Final Fantasy VII, the remake, well the first part of the remake, as this game is episodic, will drop on the 10th of April on PlayStation 4. It is a timed exclusive. I once again have not played the original, as the Final Fantasy games were not really my thing back in the day. I think I was about 4 when this game came out, and as I've said in previous videos, I've never really clicked with a Final Fantasy game before, but I know how good this game is meant to be. This game is the game of legends. It makes the top 10 of most best game lists of all time, and from playing the demo I understand why. The world just looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to explore it. I'm just going to get lost in this game, and the characters just seem like they're just awesome. I understand why Cloud Strife and Sephiroth are such gaming icons now. I played the demo using the new combat style and it works so well. It just plays like a better version of Final Fantasy 15 and is very Kingdom Hearts like, which for me means the combat is excellent. I know some people will say that that's the wrong way to play this game and it has to be played in the turn-based style of the original, and you can do that. You can change it to that turn-based style gameplay, but for me, the new way of playing makes this game appeal so much more to me, and I do actually like turn-based games. I love turn-based JRPG games. Playing through the demo, this demo is the opening 45 minutes of the game and it is just a joy. It's so cinematic, it's mega, the music is fantastic, the setting, it's just a real sense of energy and danger. It's just such a fantastic intro and lets you get to know what Cloud and Barret are all about. It lets you familiarise yourself with the battle system, while also being difficult enough to offer some form of challenge, especially the boss at the end of it. Graphically, this game is just top notch, and when you compare it to the original, you can just see how far we have come over the past 20 years. I cannot wait to play this game. Both these games are potential Game of the Year contenders and potential Games of the Year, and they come out just within a week of each other. I can't wait to play both of them, but I will only be picking up one of these games to play during April and probably May, due to the state of the world at the moment and all that, and having to stay in it. And I feel I will need a game which I can plunge plenty of hours into, and that means I will be picking Final Fantasy VII the remake over Resi 3, which sucks. I really wish I could play Resi 3. But if you had to pick one of them, if you had to pick between the Resident Evil 3 remake and the Final Fantasy VII remake, let me know what you would pick in the comments below. It to the end of another video. Now all I need you to do is subscribe, like, share, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, look at the Patreon. There will be more and more videos now coming out over the next couple of weeks, so keep your eyes and ears peeled. And once again, you have been watching Just Good Games.